my intro card. My intro card is not working. Let me send a message. No. Okay. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me one moment. Let's try. And it is not working. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today on Podcast for Liberty, we're going to be talking about President Biden and what he's done so far in these last 2 months, month and a half. He's done quite a bit. But first, I would like to let you all know that Podcast for Liberty is brought to you by Society for Liberty and Prosperity, where we fight for your liberty every day. Okay, one moment. Okay. Um, we fight for your liberty every day. We teach civics to the people, and we advocate for people traversing the government and help people get through the government to get to meet their goals, needs, wants, and desires. We advocate for the people, especially the helpless. We do the best we can to keep this government that we have from steamrolling over the helpless. We teach people how to use their voice and become stronger speakers and to work within the system to fight the system. Liberals have worked long and hard to get to this point, and they have used the system to destroy the system. We need to use the system to fight their destruction. So I urge you to consider joining the Society for Liberty and Prosperity. And if you're unable to join, at least consider donating. What we do is very expensive. What we do is very costly, not only in terms of money, but in terms of time, in terms of effort, and in terms of lives. Too many have died for our liberty for it to go down the way it's going down. We need more patriots to step up to the plate and fight the forces of evil. Go to http societylp.8m.net. There you'll find all the information on everything that we're doing. You'll also find a join page. Fill out the form and let's get going. Let's get massive numbers joining the Society for Liberty and Prosperity so that here in Kentucky and elsewhere, we can all join in the American traditions of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to celebrate the American ideals of truth, justice, and the American way. We're fast losing the American way. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, getting back to Mr. Biden, what has he done since he was inaugurated? Well, according to the information that I have, he's continuing to strong arm the Ukraine, trying to keep his little boy from being investigated, charged, tried, and convicted. Now, Hunter Biden is into some dirty, dirty business. Ukraine is trying to reveal that. And Mr. Biden is doing everything he can to try to fight that, try to protect his little boy. I can't blame him. If I had a kid that gone rogue like that, I'd want to protect him too. But the thing is, as President of the United States, I don't believe he has the right to use his office to protect his little boy. What he wants to do privately is up to him doing it privately, but he should not be using his office. That is the height of corruption. What else is he doing? Well, he's increased regulations on business. He has given the orders to the heads of the EPA and FTA and FTC and a whole alphabet soup of government agencies. And he has given orders to put back all the regulations that Mr. Trump took out. As a result, we now have rapid inflation. Let's take the gasoline prices for the example. 3 months ago, I was paying $1.62 a gallon for gas. The other day, I went and got gas, and it was almost $2.50. And I expect it to go up probably to about $3, at least here in Kentucky. Now, if you go to other states like New York or California or Washington, we can easily see gasoline going up to $5, maybe $10 a gallon. I feel sorry for those people. One thing I love about Kentucky is we have a lower standard of living. Generally, things are cheaper here because we don't have a lot of money down here. And it goes further because the merchants do want to sell their goods. One thing I do love is we could eat a little cheaper down here than we can elsewhere. Comparing Kentucky to New York, I would say my cost of living in Kentucky is about a third of what it would be in New York to maintain the same standard of living. But I don't think that would even do it because I do enjoy going out to eat once in a while. Not often. And I wouldn't be able to do that in New York at all. Not with all the restaurants shut down. All right. Mr. Biden is destroying our energy sector. The blackouts in Texas, I'm sorry that happened. They were getting most of their power from the windmills. And from the evidence that I've seen so far as to what's been going on with the power distribution net in Texas is they have nuclear power remain steady, running at capacity, and they had coal power which was running at capacity, but they tried to squeeze out a little bit more. You know, but try as they might, they couldn't do it. The windmills put out the same amount of power, but the wind died down and the power levels dropped. The windmill's reserve power was expended within a half an hour. It didn't last very long at all. The real hero in Texas, as far as trying to provide as much electricity as possible, was natural gas. Now, that is an underdeveloped resource for Texas, and they really towed the line to try to prevent them rolling blackouts. You can see on the usage charts where natural gas just spiked, took over, put out more than the windmills, put out more than the nuclear, put out more than the coal. Natural gas is clean burning. It's extracted from the ground, and Joe Biden doesn't want any part of it. If he had his way, he'd ban it too, right along with the coal and oil. And natural gas is plentiful throughout all the states. Rising gas prices, I've already illustrated those. Okay. He's supporting the Saudi murders. The Saudi crown prince has gone on a murders spree, and his buddy Joe Biden is just doing what he can to let him get away with it. Saudi Arabia is killing off their dissenters. I'm not even going to call them enemies. They're just people speaking out against the crown prince and what he's doing. The next thing you know, they're popping up dead. Well, I'm sorry. I believe the Constitution should apply to everyone. Everyone has a God given right to speak. And for somebody to deprive them of that constitutional right by depriving them of another constitutional right, such as life, is just plain wrong. And Joe Biden is wrong for allowing it to happen. I don't care who it is he's killing. If it's an American, that's an act of war. Joe Biden needs to pay attention to that. Joe Biden needs to mend his ways on that. But it's no surprise because Joe Biden still supports Black Lives Matter and other terrorist groups, because they work towards his agenda. They work for his agenda. So they're deserving of certain immunities. They're deserving of certain considerations. And I heard today that Black Lives Matter has raised $90 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. I wish I had their fundraising team for my society. We could do a whole lot with that. I would just be happy to get a team that will raise a decent amount so we can accomplish our mission. And our mission is to teach civics to the people and the school children and to make sure all voices are heard at the table in government, especially the voices of the helpless. Not the hopeless, the helpless. Everyone has hope. And those who do not have hope, I can show them where the hope is. I can talk to them, and maybe I might not convince them that there's hope, but I can explain to them where to look for it so they can see it for themselves. To go from being hopeless to hopeful is a big step. And many times we do need help with that. Okay, Joe Biden is continuing to divide America on race. All his speeches, it's black against white. And the thing is he's talking about how the minorities have been trodden underfoot. Well, we all know that the minorities did just as well under President Trump as did the majorities. Black unemployment is down. Black job creation was up. Hispanic job creation is up. Oriental job creation is up. Pacific Islander job creation is up. Doesn't matter who you are, you want to work, you was able to find a job under President Trump. Is the same really true under President Biden? Already, I'm hearing scuttlebutt of companies making plans to go back overseas because they're looking at the taxes going up next year. And nobody knows how much taxes are going to go up, and I'm included in that. I'm convinced our taxes are going to go up this next year. They're going to pass something this year, and it's going to take effect January 1st, and our taxes are going to go up. Will they go through the roof? I don't know, but they will definitely go up. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been enjoying the little bit of tax relief President Trump has given us the last couple of years. Okay. And I do not like the idea of President Biden's little boxes. I never did. I never will. Which box are you going to put me in? I belong in about 20 of them, maybe 30. So which box are you going to put me in? Because whichever box you put me in, I'm going to fight to get out. It's going to be a fight to get me in the box. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, I fit in so many boxes. Mental illness. Patriot. Yeah, those are two boxes right there. Man. Heterosexual. White. What box are you going to put me in? These are all boxes I go in, but what are you going to do? Take me apart, put a little piece here, a little piece there. Yeah. I hate boxes. I'd much rather us all come together as Americans, because that's who we are. We're all Americans. The melting pot. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. It really doesn't matter. If you're a living, breathing human being, and you were either born in America or a naturalized citizen, or even somebody seeking citizenship, you are one with our society. We are all one people. Yeah, we may differ in our opinions and our beliefs, but we all salute the same flag. We all believe essentially the same thing, that America needs to be free, that liberty is worth fighting for. Most people, all patriots believe liberty is fighting for. Are you a patriot? You can prove it by joining the Society for Liberty and Prosperity today. Joe Biden has opened the border to illegal immigration. Already they're coming across in droves. They're coming across so fast that the detention centers are already full. What does Joe Biden say about it? Oh, well, The detention centers are already full. They just get their information, give them a court date, and send them on their way. Well, wait a minute now. We're full down here too. We can't send them into the community because there are too many of them. Well, if you got too many in the community, bus them to the interior of the United States. Bus them anywhere. Just, do something with them. But don't send them back. Why not send them back? President Biden, don't you know that in that bunch you have ex murderers, you have rapists, you have criminals of all kinds? Yeah, once in a while we'll get the migrant farmer, or the young person looking for work. But that's a minority. That's a minority of them. Most of those people come across the border legally. It's still easy enough to come across the border legally. The only reason they come across the border illegally right now is because they don't want to stand in the long lines that it takes, because President Biden has tightened the noose around the Immigration Naturalization Service and gotten in there and interfered with the processes that were streamlined under President Trump and made much more complex and time consuming under President Biden. So therefore, we started getting lines at the border. Now I believe it's probably an hour or maybe 2 hour wait before you get your place in line, just so that they can check your identification, find out a little bit of who you are, and admit you in legally. The ones crossing the border illegally have convinced themselves that that is the only way that they're going to get into the United States. And in many cases, they're right, because they're criminals. And it frustrates me. That is one of my number one past voter irregularities and voter fraud. Illegal immigration is my hot button issue because of the damage that it wreaks upon the communities. And not only is President Biden interfering with immigration, he's also interfering with the vaccine deployment. President Trump relied upon the states to manage their own affairs, and President Trump made available plenty of vaccine to the states based upon their need, want, and desire. What does Joe Biden want to do? He wants to micromanage it. He wants to ship them whether they're ready or not. And what's going on is we're getting more spoilage. We're getting more people rising up. We're getting states that aren't ready to receive it, wondering what to do with it. The best states are the ones that maintain their plans that they formulated under the Trump administration. Kentucky's among one of them. And we are crying for a vaccine. We can't get it fast enough. Governor Beshear, I believe, is beginning to open up Kentucky. I haven't got confirmation of this yet, but I've called upon him about a month ago, and it was at the peak of new cases, which was about 2,000. And I turned around, I told him cases are going to go down to 500. It's about time we start opening up. Now cases have come down to 500, and they plateaued just a little bit, but they're still going down, just not quite as fast. And as the vaccine comes out And as the therapeutics continue to evolve and get better, the more survivable COVID-19 is. Not only the more survivable COVID-19 is, but COVID-19 itself has mutated into about 3 or 4 different strains. And what they all have in common is they're all more contagious, but less deadly. They're less deadly to begin with. So it should be a cakewalk to the therapeutics, which are proving to be very effective against these strains. And apparently, these strains, the vaccine works for them too. They're not, they've done research into it, and you can't catch the new strain of COVID-19 if you take the vaccine currently on the market. And that's good news. And the thing is, I've also seen research to where they're maybe not remedies, but preparations, you know, increasing your vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, uh, zinc, adding zinc to your diet. You know, um, and if you do get sick, the doctor can dispense antibiotics. And now, all I know is I've not gotten it, but I've gotten my vaccine. And the thing is, before I got the vaccine, and that's what I recommend for everybody, because to do it a different way, to me, seems like such a waste. If you're already immune, what do you need the vaccine for? You know, so before I took the vaccine, I got a antibody test that came out negative, and then about a week after uh, I took the second dose of the vaccine, I had another antibody test, and they came out positive. So that shows that I have immunity against COVID-19. And they tell me having immunity, I can't give it and I can't get it. So why again am I being mandated to wear a mask? I'm no danger to anybody else, and nobody else is a danger to me. Now, yes, I suffer from COPD, so I'm sure that Governor Beshear would support me in not wearing a mask. But that's another story for another day. President Biden wants everyone to wear their mask, demanding that everyone wear a mask. Same with Nancy Pelosi and all these people that got a D next to their name. Democrats, power hungry. The mask is fast becoming a symbol of enslavement, just like the chains were back in the slave days. It's driving me crazy. That's what they want. They want to enslave the American people and bend them to their will. Instead of serving us by doing what is required in government to represent us, they want us to serve them so that they could serve us up to our enemies. That's another thing. I forgot to write that down. That Joe Biden is still on track to giving the United States away to China. I don't know how quick it's going to be, but I'd say pretty soon there's going to be a mandate that we all need to start speaking Chinese. Now, I'm taking a look at the Chinese language and I can't make out heads or tails on it. It's going to take me a long time to learn Chinese, and I know 5 different languages. I can't say I'm fluent in any of them, but I do try. And my native tongue is English, and I do try mostly in that. Once in a while, when I'm with my Mexican American friends, I practice my Spanish a little bit. When I'm with my cousins, oftentimes we'll try to speak German. We get our points across. Hungarian, everybody I know that knows Hungarian died off, so I don't get to practice that much anymore. The thing is God has given us language so that we can understand each other, so we can process each other's ideas, so we can talk to each other and explain our positions and debate the issues. So we can take God's good earth and take what's upon God's good earth and define the good and the evil and discuss it with others, not only of our ilk, but of the opposition as well. And this cancel culture is another thing that is just plain wrong. The First Amendment affirms the right of man to speak, a God given right. Now, just because we're speaking doesn't mean anybody's listening, and that's true. But they should be afforded the opportunity to listen. And the silencing of other people's speech, not only is it wrong, but it is driven by fear. Fear that you can't debate your issues in the marketplace of ideas. You have no defense. You're not strong enough in your position. Well, if you're not strong enough in your position, what maybe your position isn't honest. Maybe your position is wrong. President Biden and his administration is throwing science out the window. Goodbye science, hello politics. They're trying to exert control where there should be no control. We, the people, are the ones that have the control. We have our God given right, and we must rise up in the marketplace of ideas and demand to be heard. I'm not saying rise up to violence. I'm saying rise up and let's demand to be heard. Let them try to cancel whatever they will. Let us rise up so many voices that they can't possibly cancel us. We done it in the election. We got the turnout up there to where it was very difficult for them to defraud the election like they did. The evidence is out there, and yes, they bragged about it. So why is Facebook, YouTube, and uh, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and Twitter all continuing with this narrative of there are uh, no evidence of voter fraud, and any accusation of voter fraud is unfounded? Where is that narrative now? You guys have already admitted it. You bragged about it within the last month. So let's quit already. Let's get to the truth. Let's quit this propaganda and yellow journalism. Facebook is nothing more than a publisher, and YouTube is not far behind. YouTube is still allowing some free speech but they're still digging their heels in about election fraud, even though people are out there bragging about they committed election fraud. And I'll tell you, I hope these people that are bragging about it, and they're bragging about it on YouTube, and I hope these people that are bragging about it face justice. We need a lot of people to go to jail for that election fraud. And I wouldn't be surprised to find Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden in the thick of it. And at the least, I could say Joe Biden's a benefactor of it. I wonder how deep into it Nancy Pelosi is, because that would be another feather in her cap. Already, as far as I'm concerned, she's a fugitive from justice for destruction of government records. She tore up the president's speech on national television. What more evidence of destruction of government records do you need? And they're not alone. The Republican Party is alive and well, despite Mitch McConnell's assertions to the contrary. People are beginning to leave the Democratic Party and join the Republican Party because the Democratic Party is leaving them behind. They've gone too far left for their taste. Well, the Republican does not need to move to the left to accommodate them. Patriots need to take over, lost control of the Republic. We all need to become more active in the Republican Party, join prosperity. Here in Kentucky, we are working with the Republican Party, and we'll get you the calendars and information that you need to be more active, a more active voter, as well as work on election integrity. We need all the help we can get. As many people, we don't just need poll workers, we need advocates. We need advocates as well. The society needs as many people out here putting them, talking to people, replicating themselves. We here at the society are looking for people of faith to join the society. No, I'm just the Christian faith. I don't care what faith you are. We're just people of faith. You believe in America? Join the society. Has made it a religion all these many years, and they go to church every day. Why can't we? Why can't we? We can make the Society for Liberty and Prosperity into a church every day, and get our work done, and get everything done. And to celebrate our faith, we can still go to church on Sunday, to the church of our choice. The work is here. Let me urge you to join the Society for Liberty and Prosperity. The information's out here. Join, become involved. Become a patriot. Or recognize the fact that you are a patriot if you're already one. We can't do it individually. We can't. Oh, we all have to come together and work in one accord. We need to become more efficient than the left is. They're getting fat with the power. We're getting skinny. We're starving to death. We need to come together and feed each other. I'm passionate about it. I'm not letting her go without a fight. And if it costs me my life, so be it. I hope it doesn't. I don't condone violence. But the thing is, if violence is visited upon us, we will defend ourselves. The Constitution is worth defending. Protect and defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, within and without. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't urge you strongly enough to join the Society for Liberty and Prosperity. You can do that by visiting http://www.societylp.8m.net. If you're getting the ticker, there it is right there. Right there. There's the website. Go to it. Check it out. Join. And if you truly can't find it in your heart to join, will you find it in your heart to donate? We have great needs already. We have great plans. I'm reaching out to the college and I'm reaching out to the legislature. I'm getting this ball rolling to increase election integrity and teach civics first to the children, then the adults. I'm reaching out to people, other people who have curriculums available right now to teach the kids. And I'm working with my local school board, try to get a presence either in school or as an after school program. We're already at work. We need more people to help with the work. Got plenty to do, plenty to see. Even though this year is more or less an off year for the Commonwealth of Kentucky as far as elections go, next year is the what do you call it? Midterm elections. Some of our state offices will come up, and some federal offices will come up. Rand Paul's coming up for re-election. Al Rogers as well. Al Rogers, I support. He has supported the issues that the society supported since he began. I have no problems with Al Rogers. I have nothing but good to say about him. He has stood by and represented Kentucky with a vengeance. He has not bowed down to the special interests like McConnell has. And McConnell's trying to drag down Rand Paul. So this midterm election for Rand Paul is going to be, do we, the people, believe he can still withstand what is to come with McConnell? I don't know if he has an opponent yet in the Republican Party, but he will definitely have one. I believe John Stepp will probably run again against him on the Democratic side. I wish Rand Paul would give me a call so I can talk to him, find out where he's at as far as what his plans for the future are. But I'm getting to some of his emails. I'm not ready to endorse him yet, but I'm not going to endorse him in the name of society either. I'll endorse him in the name of the PAC. But the society is devoted to education and advocacy, and our PAC would be devoted to candidates and causes. We're not ready yet for the PAC. Join the society. We get enough people, we'll be able to start the PAC. Donate, we get enough money, and we'll be able to start the PAC there. Seems like this whole episode's nothing but a big commercial. I'm sorry. But it's all on my heart. And I'm glad I can talk frankly with you all because you all do understand. And you all understand what is at stake. Don't forget, go to the website, donate. Not only donate, but join. Instead of 100 of us out here working independently and failing, let's all come together under the banner of the Society for Liberty and Prosperity, which is under the banner of the United States of America. And let's get things done. Because we can do it. And we're a lot stronger together than we are separately. And we're a lot more powerful when we join forces. My name is Daniel Lessig, and this is Podcast for Liberty. Until next week, have a good week. God be with you. Oh, next week, the Southern Baptist Convention disaster team has been activated for the flooding in Clay County. So next week I'll be in Jackson, Kentucky, and we're probably going to just take this as an off week for Podcast for Liberty, and we will pick it up the week after. So until next we meet, as soon as I'm ready, I'll schedule it. Thank you very much.